23rd, 1992. December 15th, 19... Follow up on case number 2.
Need upgrades? Excellent! Now I'll be able to make the most potent weapons. Welcome back.
Listen, I'm stuck in the training room on floor B1. I'm safe, but
Who are you?
how about we skip the formalities for now? Please, help me escape the training room.
Who are you?
How about we skip the formalities? Anyone out there? When ready, use the button to start.
Thank God you showed up. You're a lifesaver.
Who are you?
I'm Theo Kagan, an assistant technician for OMSIF training. And we're doing exercises when the whole place went haywire. backup systems malfunctioned when we lost power. The team, they didn't stand a chance. I've been calling on the radio ever since.
What do you know about this symbol?
I know this. Our boys did a sweep in the older part of the facility. They found a strange stone with that. I told them to put it in the storage room on B4 for future analysis. That's where we keep all the old stuff. You'll need some, high-level clearance to get in there. Here, take my key card. It's the least I can do.
January 4th, 1993. Request for closure of Time Loop Aster 1. After years of study, all possible data has been extricated from Time Loop Aster 1. Origin, early 9th century, second cycle harmonics. Emotional catalyst, assassination of Conrad Astor by Finello Astor. Horizontal diameter, 15 meters. Resident topology signature, theta rho pattern. Recommend training protocols be displaced to level B4, taking advantage of Alpha 1 breakthrough. Recommend collapse of Astor 1 in 30 days' time. This delay will allow finalization of data collection as well as equipment and personnel transfers. Counterpoint raised. Preservation of culturally significant catalyst subjects. Future advancements may allow safe subject extrication.
Soldier, I need assistance. Soldier, I need assistance. Hey, soldier, I need assistance. Hey, soldier, I need assistance. Maybe we can help each other out.
Who are you?
I'm Dr. Mark Hamill, Cerebrum Division. I'm the one who designed and created your drone. As you can see, we're experiencing technical difficulties. I need your help to get out of here.
Know anything about this?
That looks familiar. I'm not sure, though. It looks old. If I remember correctly, all the old stuff found in the ancient sections is stored in the testing area. Listen, let's help each other. I want to get out of here, and you want access to B4. I won't be able to escape this place without a functional drone. I need a drone processor to fix mine, but they're all stored in my lab. If you help me get it, I'll give you my key card. Get there, exit this room, and go left. Go down the hall and past the red blast door. On your right, you should see the logo of a drone on the wall. That's where my lab is. The code to get in is 230317.
I wouldn't mind a few upgrades. We could boost the communication array.
Tanya, you're breaking up. What was that? Upgrade communication array?
Wanker.
Thanks. Now I can leave. Take my key card. A deal's a deal. Good luck on B4. Thanks for the process.
Will you be okay?
I'll be fine. I know my way around. With the help of my drone, I'll be able to get to the surface.
September 18th, 1992. I've been mulling over a few novel loadout profiles for the drone, recording a quick note here for future reference. Reconnaissance loadout, lightweight design, strip all extraneous systems to increase velocity and maneuverability. Comprehensive sensor package. Radar, thermal, infrared, Geiger, X-ray, the works. Optical camo. Maybe even RAM coding. Oh. Medical loadout, first aid module, defibrillator, cauterization implement, precision suture algorithms. Drug administration module, hypodermic injections, antiseptics, analgesics, antibiotics, adrenaline, and other stimulants. I'd also love to look into upgrades for the current tactical configurations. Battery longevity, rotor strength, chassis reinforcements. So much to do.
nothing about the workings of the real world!
I will never forgive you and Father. I've played the pawn in your silly game!
You know nothing about the workings of the real world!
I will never forgive you and Father.
Oh, thank you for getting rid of the creatures. You saved my life.
Who are you?
I'm Dr. Balam Lamek. I was part of the science team working on the time loops. What we did to that poor man. I can't... that madman. He timed it perfectly. He created a new time loop on B4.
How did they create the new time loop?
Dr. Mabden told the poor Sabinian that the palamists strapped to the tables were the same who had repeatedly raped his daughter. The Sabinian didn't hesitate. He grabbed the chainsaw and chopped the palamists to pieces. There are two time loops. Don't confuse one for the other. The one on this floor is old and didn't give us as much. It wasn't good enough for Mabden. That lunatic had to make a new time loop. It's on B4. You need to stop this. Near Mabden's time loop, there is a terminal where you can hack the mainframe and call forth the Guardians. You must close it. Please. Use the numerical code 7584 to access the terminal and take this Ammon prison to close the time loop.
Who is Dr. Mabden?
Dr. Mabden is a cold-hearted son of a bitch. He's a liar and a manipulator. He will stop at nothing to get what he wants. He's obsessed with the weaponization of the creatures and the time loops. Someone should stop him.
Ever seen this symbol before?
Yes, I have. Some of our soldiers found an artifact with that symbol when they explored the ancient facility. As per procedure, it was catalogued and stored for future investigation. All objects of curio are stored.
Thank God you showed up.
the intercom over there so we can begin. Officer, you're getting court-martialed, you idiot.
Did I ruin your plans?
Do you realize what you've done? We will have to redo everything in 33 years! Your tiny brain cannot even begin to comprehend the gravity of the situation.
January 3rd, 1993. We have done it. Time Loop Alpha 1 is operational. For the first time, certain aspects of a time loop are under our direct control. Years of planning have finally paid off. Synaptic modulators are stable, and limbic pulse generators have already confirmed our theories that entities can be generated at will. We will begin testing the optimal frequencies to induce each entity variant. Agent training protocols should be greatly enhanced as a result. The complete weaponization of the technology remains out of our reach for the near future. We are, of course, still bound by the 33-year cycle. Additionally, a proper emotional catalyst remains necessary to the time loop's formation. This requires a great deal of precise social engineering. Overcoming these limitations will be the major area of focus during the next phase of the project.
I made it out thanks to my little friend here. We couldn't have done it without you.
You alright?
Yes. I haven't seen the surface in a long time. Although I doubt that will be soon. The debriefings I'll have to endure will take some time. They'll want to know what the hell happened down there. From what little I've seen of Hadia, it seems to be a special place stuck in time. When I was on leave before the war, I walked the streets in Lublina. It was like I had used a time machine and arrived in another timeline. It was a strange sensation because I couldn't pinpoint the exact period. Walking on the street, you feel like you're in medieval times. Then you turn the corner and are suddenly propelled into the 1950s. I didn't mingle much with the locals. Not my style. I prefer tinkering with machines. I hardly set foot outside this place since the war started. I'm not missing much from what I've heard. I know our people have their part to play in this mess. You probably know more about it than I do. The operatives in the Oculus division are masters at creating conflict and have their fingerprints all over this war. Funding extremists, targeted assassinations, false flags, you name it. How do I know all this? Well, I was married to an operative. Aside from what is said about them in the news and newspapers, I know little about them. The peacekeepers have tried their best to delay the war, but it was a lost cause. The Oculus division made sure of that. I don't know much about the Sabinians. I only know what the higher-ups told us in the briefings when we first arrived. However, I got a small sample when I got a well-deserved weekend pass one time. I used to get those before the war. I spent it in Lausalus, the capital city in Asteria. I was enjoying my caffeine-infused beverage in a small cafe on the corner of a busy street. I'm curious and I love gossip, so I discreetly listened to a few I do that purely to entertain myself. At first, the conversations were, these are mainly complaints about work, teachers being too strict, deadlines, overtime, being too tired, a suspect husband, and the everyday anecdotes you might hear. Then, a news report comes on. The cafe fell into a silent hush. I don't remember what it was about, but when it was over, some conversations went as far as suggesting to kill them all. It was surreal. The change in attitude was almost instant. I don't think the news realizes the power they have. Or do they? I've never met any palamists, and if I did, I didn't notice. There is one place I would love to visit. It's in the heart of the Palamist province. Some who went on leave there told me it was stunning. It has some of the oldest castles, friendly people, and the best restaurants in Hadia. I know, it sounds like a commercial, but it's what everyone says when people come back from there. I hope it survives. I want to visit Trisk if ever I get a weekend pass again. Well, that's probably unlikely. The Cerebrum Division was partly created to study, examine, observe, and dissect them. It's why most of us are here. That old time loop we found in the ancient part of Origa Museum played a significant role in studying the entities. Why do you think your drone can distract them? We discovered that the entities emit specific frequencies. We have yet to find out why. However, I figured out how to scramble their signal. I built the emitter inside the drone to interrupt the entity's frequency waves, temporarily confusing them. I'm still working on an emitter that doesn't cost too much energy and can last longer. As you know, those few seconds are precious for a soldier. I'll get on that as soon as this place becomes operational again. I don't have any use for them. I don't have any use.
Thanks for helping me escape.
Are you gonna be alright?
I'll be just fine. The intervention forces are on their way. I'll have a lot of work to do, though. Fixing all the systems. I'll have to run diagnostics to determine what went wrong. I don't know what's happening to this country. I've been living here since I set foot in Hadia. I can tell you a lot about what's happening in the Origa Museum, but the NDA attached to my contract with Operation Moloch is pretty scary. They had us work in silos. All the research departments are entirely segregated. One of my coworkers was a massive history buff. He managed to get his hands on some local books. Books he found were censored. No Haitian. He slipped them out of a repository in another SEAL Council complex he worked at before being transferred here. He wouldn't shut up about them. He was fascinated by this one rule. Her name was Lady Margareth. This isn't the first time these creatures have shown up in Hadia. It's all of this ruler loved her people, wanted to protect them from the creatures. So she had them build a massive underground city. It's in Argola somewhere. He went on to explain that it wasn't the only place. There's thousands of underground ruins all over. I don't remember the details. But Lady Margaret died under tragic circumstances. He eventually got transferred. Now, I find myself wanting to know more about Lady... What else is new? Both sides are identical. It's pretty debilitating if you genuinely think about it. Only people who are the same can reach such a point. The line is drawn in the sand, cutting through grievances and insanity. Both sides of the line are utterly convinced that the other represents an absolute menace to everything they considered sacred. Now, their mission here always felt a bit peculiar. Don't get me wrong, the country needed peacekeeping operations, but something felt off. I arrived in the country right when the temporary legislative alliance broke. I couldn't help but notice how tense the SEAL Council supervisors were. Everything started feeling more... Not long after, the ON peacekeepers arrived in the country, and all the higher-ups began breathing again. I don't think they were scared of a possible civil war. As far as I know, the SEAL Council needed the bloodshed. No. Something else was making them something related to all our cumulative work. I made it a point never to mingle with the locals. That's just setting yourself up, especially when you're considering what you're doing to them. There's a reason you don't name the animals in your lab. It gets personal. A line has to be drawn. I know this guy from medical who got involved with the local. She was a palamist. He met her in a small... He was assigned there to set up some equipment, you know, before the big day. He got reassigned out of the fields into a lab. He kept in contact with her. But when the war broke out, he lost it and he tried to find her. What an idiot. He's out there. At first, I was terrified of them. You know, like, what the fuck am I looking at? After a while, though, you start getting used to them. They just become a part of the job. They're amazing, aren't they? They immediately became terrifying again when they got loose, but it was still amazing to think. They may hold answers to some of our most pressing questions. It'll take some time before they make Riga museums. I guess I'll be reassigned to another lab in the meantime.
Thank you for helping me down there.
Are you gonna be okay?
I will be, as soon as I leave. I won't be working for these people anymore. I hope you use that Amin prism I gave you. Those poor people... Ah, Hadia's gorgeous. I had the privilege of visiting some cities before. A few weeks before Palamists and Sabinians started killing each other, I was assigned here in Origa to that psychopath, Dr. Mabden. They turned the entire country into their science experiment at the expense of all citizens of Hadia. For what? Progress? Science? This isn't progress or science. This... The Zeal Council orchestrated the whole thing. I don't know all the details, but I intend to play along for a few more weeks, steal some files, accumulate evidence, and then leave. I already have some, but I'm going to get more. I want to blow the lid on this whole operation. Someone has to pay for this. The Peacekeepers were used to time everything perfectly. God forbid the Palamists and Sabinians start killing each other at the wrong time. And what if the ON finds out? Nothing will happen. Nothing. The people in charge of this operation control everything. Think of something, anything. They either own it or have created it. That's how far this goes. Sabinians want what most people desire in life. Freedom. I remember reading a few articles about it. When that dictator died, Sabinian politicians wanted a democracy, a free market, and to rejoin the world. The Palamists want their inconsolable rift seems to lie in the nitty-gritty details of their history. I'm not sure I fully understand why they hate each other. I guess you need to be born here to understand why. Then again, I'm not sure the Hadians know. I can't help but have a soft spot for the Palamists. I see a lot. They remind me of my family back home. Close to the earth, strong family ties, and religious to the bone. If I ever get out of this mess, I'm going straight to the family farm. Well, I'm still trying to figure out where the creatures are from. Weapons research, pharmaceuticals, biotech, and medical research are all working in silos. Each department concentrates on its own thing. There is no sharing of information. I guess it prevents us from doing what I'm about to do. Blow the whistle on this whole operation. I grabbed as much stuff as... There is something they are not telling us. We know the time loops are a doorway, enabling the creatures to enter our world. We know this occurrence happens every 33 years on the 1st of January. What is opening the time loops? And to what end? Whatever it is, it's some...
That's the last keystone. Let's return to the ancient forge and see if your father was right. Find anything out there? Let's see what the Zeal server has to say about this one. My article on the Zeal Council conspiracy is up. Nice find. Let's run it through the database. I wrote a piece on several... Let me know if you...
What am I supposed to do?
We must return to the Limbic Forge and
Rendezvous at Lake.
Wait.
Lieutenant, you are relieved of command.
On what grounds, Corporal?
Put these on. You are to report back for debriefing. Stop!
Arabeth? Arabeth! Ah, fuck!
Remy, I'm sure she's all right.
Unlikely.
I know a survivor when I see one. Do you think she knows you were going to say Lake Sinon?
What difference does it make? We got work to do.
Remember, whenever you
Have I helped enough, Haiti?
The bare minimum will...
What's our status on top?
Good. You closed a few of them. I'm sure.